Maybe it's the rains that have been cooling down the island or the overcast skies, but I just have a strong urge to say it's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas. The decorations have started to go up in price, Matt, and soon and very soon, Mariah Carey will make her annual ascent to the top of the Billboard charts with her hit, All I Want for Christmas Is You. In reality, though, it's only Tuesday, October 4th, 2022, a day we have set aside to celebrate service excellence. Service excellence oftentimes focuses on the work of the customer service professional and not so much on how customer feedback and engagement sometimes blows the mind of the representative. So today, I'm flipping the script just a little bit, and here are two real life Twitter exchanges between brands and customers. I'm going to start with an exchange from Xbox. A customer contacted Xbox support asking for help, but it wasn't the kind of help that they thought he needed. So Single Dad messages Xbox, I need help. Xbox says to Single Dad, sure thing, what's going on tonight? What can we help you with? Single Dad said, why did my wife leave me? Some Domino's customers are just geniuses. A Domino's customer took to Twitter to ask why they got pizza without sauce or topping, just the pizza base. They answered their own question soon enough. Sad Dre messaged Domino's and said, I ordered pizza that came with no topping or anything on it. It's just bread. Domino's Pizza says to Sad Dre, we are sorry to hear about this. What store was it that you bought it from? Let us see how we can help you. Of course, Sad Dre responds, never mind, I just opened the box upside down. Indeed, customer service delivery is not a walk in the park, or it's not for the faint of heart. It shows the patience you must have as a customer service professional, and sometimes you dig deep and suspend all doubt to assist the customer. Mrs. Ilse Duvernay, founder of JaCSA, chairman and board of directors of the Jamaica Customer Service Association. Dr. Ensombe Jaja, the president, members of the executive, or guest speaker, valedictorian, graduates, members of the association, and friends all. Happy Customer Service Week and a very good afternoon to you. The graduating class of 2022 marks the 16th batch of graduates in the Jamaica Customer Service Association International Customer Service Program. And I do believe you can give yourselves a round of applause, albeit in the virtual environment. And before we go any further this evening, let us welcome the presence of the Lord amongst us this afternoon. Let me invite Sandra Bodden-Reed, Board Secretary of JaCSA, to say prayers.
Thank you so much, Donetta. Great start. I love those jokes. The pizza was just upside down. Anyway, to the prayer. And good afternoon to everyone out there. Thank you so much for joining us as we commence this international customer service graduation exercise of the 16th batch of students. I invite each of you to bow your heads and indeed your spirit in prayer. Loving and gracious God, from whom all good things flow, we acknowledge your hand on the lives of these graduates today. Heavenly Father, with the training course now complete, may these graduates strive toward service excellence in all their undertakings. Make no mistake, there is a strong link between serving God and serving each other excellently. To serve God is to serve others, and this is the greatest form of charity. Jesus Christ himself said, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you. John 13:34. After the Last Supper, Jesus demonstrated service to others in a most significant way. He washed and wiped the disciples' feet. For Jesus, it was the ultimate display of his humility and his servanthood. Father God, we humbly ask that as you continue to bless and guide our graduates as they intentionally assume a posture of service, excellent service, in fact, to others. May what they have learned from this program to serve through the customer's eyes with a Caribbean perspective allow them to enrich their immediate communities and, by collective extension, the general society. Let them magnify your name, Father, in all they do. May the Spirit of God abide with us always. In His name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Good afternoon, everyone online, and a very warm welcome to you. My name is Donetta Russell, and I have the distinct pleasure of being your Master of Ceremonies. Today, 97 graduates will join the 1,126 persons on the island who have previously completed this course and will find yourself among a distinguished group of professionals who can pen the letters CSC behind their names. And by CSC, I don't necessarily mean only charismatic, sweet, and caring, but rather customer service certified. Give yourselves a round of applause. Class of 2022, you have completed this program in the midst of a global pandemic. No doubt your life was disrupted. No doubt there was added stress. No doubt there was uncertainty. But despite those challenges, or more accurately, because of them, you are stronger. You are stronger having been tested. You're a stronger job applicant as you have overcome the unexpected and you have persevered. You're a stronger person finding the ingenuity and resolution that you did not know that you have. Several of us didn't know our own strength. We have a memorable evening lined up for you this afternoon. The program is short, but as they like to say in Jamaica, it's not short or nothing. So although some of you may be physically separated, we are connected by this fantastic virtual platform through which we will have great entertainment, great speeches, and I can't wait. I wait with anticipation to hear the guest speaker and the valedictorian who I had a lovely talk with today. And we have greetings from our founder and several activities to ensure that we have a good time until 4 o'clock. So friends, her vision for the association is unmatched. She speaks in multiples and her goals are so audacious. It's always such a pleasure to hear her and her passion for the Jamaica Customer Service Association. After all, it was her idea that gave birth to this fantastic association. Mrs. Ilsa Duvernay, founder of JaCSA, will now address us.
Mrs. Sharon Wheatley Redwood, Manager, Customer Experience, Scotiabank. Dr. Ensemble Jaja, Chairman, JaCSA. Mr. Richard Rowe, Deputy Chairman, JaCSA. Founding Directors, Lorna MacDonald and Audley Vaughan. Members of the Board and Executive, JaCSA. Welcome. Greetings and welcome to all. This is an afternoon of celebration and of certification. What a wonderful, exciting day this is, when 97 persons are certified as customer service professionals. Heartiest congratulations to the 2022 graduates, having completed the Jamaica Customer Service Association's certification program, presented in collaboration with the international body PACE. I proudly, yet humbly, stand here this afternoon to welcome and salute you all on behalf of JaCSA as the founder and as a facilitator of this program of service excellence. You have journeyed long and hard Some of you, even after a hard day's work, exhausted from the rigors of service, attended 3-hour workshops faithfully, week after week, to gain this certification. Then on going home, having done housework chores, you networked and did research to prepare your Caribbean presentations. You are deserving, and we applaud you all today. I shared this bit of information this morning as we started the conference, and since many of you were not able to attend, I will share it again. You know, it is said that when the 3 elements of the fire transfer, which are heat, oxygen, and a fuel source, are all present in the right conditions, a 4th component is created, the fire itself. We are here in this place during National and International Customer Service Week, rallying around the theme, Reignite a Culture of Care, and celebrating this professional accomplishment. So I ask you, are you the heat? Are you the oxygen? Are you the fuel? Or are you the burning fire, which is described as a fascinating chemical reaction which will burn as long as the chemical chain reaction is sustained? Your call this afternoon is to never, ever let your passion for service excellence become an ember. Burn with care, burn with service, and burn with love. Be always thankful for your customer, your significant other, whose presence in your life gives you the opportunity to serve and to love. And so we pray for the ability to carry out our assignment of care with sustainability, with compassion, with dignity, righteousness, and grace. MBO partners tell us that certification can differentiate us from other professionals, showing that we have demonstrated commitment to understand and excel in our profession. Certification will boost efficiency, increase our earning potential, and establish our professional credibility. With these benefits, we will gain the competitive advantage, and we will contribute significantly to our 2030 vision, Jamaica, a place of choice. Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcomed this afternoon. Let us therefore in service recreate, recreate, and celebrate, and may we all anew carry our burning torch unceasingly with care, compassion, and with love for our fellow men and for the whole human race. Greetings, and I close with a reminder from the African proverb, I am because you are. Ubuntu. Thank you.
And thank you to Mrs. DeVerney. We can safely say because of you, this group of graduates are on fire. The question was posed at us, are you on heat? Are you heat? Are you oxygen? Are you fuel? Or are you burning fire? Thank you so much for sharing with us this afternoon. And that's the kind of passion with which she leads us as an association. Thank you very, very much, Mrs. DeVerney. Recently, an American politician who is of Jamaican descent visited the island, and she had cause to do business with several agencies. It so happened that we grew up in the same hometown, and so she shared with me the experience of doing business with the tax office, the RGD, the NHT, and the NHF. And she mentioned that, although in some instances she didn't get what she wanted, she couldn't help but to notice the kind of service delivery that was being delivered in Jamaica. And I must say that it is because of you and your commitment. All across the island, anywhere she went, she could just give testimonies of persons holding her hands and helping her through what would have otherwise been a difficult process in some instances. But in the end, she was very satisfied with the type of service delivery that she had in visiting Jamaica. So thank you. Thank you to all the graduates, and thank you to everyone in this platform who help to serve our customers every day. In Jamaica, there's a saying, hand go, pack it come. So as we serve, we too are being served. So you serve excellently, and I believe it will reciprocate. We will get excellent service. It is my pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce to you one of the facilitators of the course. And because I'm also a graduate of this course, I can say that she is a great teacher. And I can think readily of the Japanese saying which says, better than 1,000 days of diligent study is one day with a great teacher. And this teacher, she has been with the program from its inception. The first course was actually held in 2007. And to date, you have heard before, over 1,000 persons have been trained. And when something is this good, we mustn't keep it to ourselves. We should share it with others. So let's take a look at the program so that you can start by telling others about it. And we'll now ask Mrs. Lorna McDonald, a founding member and one of the facilitators of the course, to give an overview of the program.
Hello, everyone. Welcome once again. Happy to be here. Another year has come, and we are again adding value to the Jamaican society. So I'm really very happy to share an overview of this excellent, one-of-a-kind program. You know, one of JaCSA's commitment is nation building. And so it does this mainly in part of guiding people, training people, really caring for people. And in so doing, it also has a commitment to certifying individuals across Jamaica, and I may also add the Caribbean, because we are going to be taking over the Caribbean. And so we're offering this unique program. It's not just any certification either, we're offering the best. And so we have brought to you through the customer's eyes. It is the first program. Okay, my slide is not changing. Okay, so this next slide, please. Okay, thank you so much for that. All right, so this program is the first program of its kind with a Caribbean perspective, because you know in the Caribbean we are unique people, and also we don't just take anything that we get. We want to really fully appreciate it and also connect it to our own situations here. So this unique program explores just that. It explores and discusses local issues, Caribbean issues. It cites indigenous solutions with input from the Caribbean human resource professionals and also professionals in and around customer service areas and professionals. So moving right along, we do have some very, very good facilitators of this program. But before we go into that, I want to tell you a little bit about the program. It's offered in two parts. There's the international certification offered by the Professional Association for Customer Engagement, funded known as PACE. And it is in association with PACE's Continuing Education Division, which is, of course, Graceland University. Moving right along. All right, so the second piece now complements the Caribbean perspective. It's offered jointly as one program, though, both sections, the international piece and the Caribbean perspective certification. They all come together. They're very relevant, interesting, interactive, and engaging. And so it is offered, moving right along, by JaCSA's training arm, which is the Caribbean Center for Organization Development Limited, CARICODE, and it utilizes some of the best service excellent subject matter experts and facilitators that you will ever experience. Furthermore, we're going to tell you a little bit more, moving on, about the two programs. So we have the international program, the certification, which has 6 international online modules each, with an end of module test. Moving on. This certification has these 6 modules, and after completing and passing all 6 tests, that's when you're going to get the big certificate. As a little motivation in between, it offers you, once you have passed each, a little certificate. But the main certificate comes at the very last 6th module, having finished and passed it. Now, the Caribbean perspective has 4 local facilitator-led online interactive sessions. This is where each evening persons come in, and we work throughout the evening until sometimes 8:30 to facilitate these programs. Of course, there are also other times when we offer the program. We'll tell you a little bit more about that. So the program is filled with discussions, group assignments, and support material, because you also get workbooks and handouts and some articles which we use to explore issues relevant to the Caribbean. We talk about CARICOM, we talk about the CSME, we talk about the standards of behavior that have been put out by the Bureau of Standards. And we now have, interestingly, the Cabinet Office has just published some standards for the public sector. So we explore all those issues and make that connection with what is happening around us. This certification now has just one test, and that test is done online also at the end of all 4 modules. So very interestingly, we also adopt some care and empathy and ensure that people are really engaged and appreciate and understand the content before we go on to testing. Having done both sections, it is only fair that you get 2 certificates. And we really do give you 2 certificates, one from the International Association, that is PACE, in conjunction with Skills Path. And also you get a local certificate from the Jamaica Customer Service Association. And I need not forget either, you see that pin that says CSC? We also have provided a pin you can wear it every day to show that you are customer service certified. Not only are you certified, you can use it behind your name, just like you could put BA, BSc, MA, you can put behind your name CSC, Customer Service Certified. Isn't that wonderful? All right, so moving right along then. What are the benefits? So there are benefits both for the individual and for the organization. So as individuals, you are customer service certified professionals with the use of this professional designation, and definitely it will enhance your resume. All around is service excellence as an individual and as an organization. As an organization also, you'll maintain a competitive advantage with persons who are really skilled in delivering service excellence through these programs. Definitely, all of this will impact and strengthen the bottom line, give you loyal customers, which will inure to the benefit of, profitability, productivity, and so on. So it is really, really a wonderful opportunity, a wonderful program. And certainly JaCSA, as a leading, passionate organization in service excellence. Moving on to the next slide, please. Thank you. All right. Makes this program available to all persons. So we offer it on the open market in the afternoons. Also, we consider the fact that some of our customers' needs are very important. So persons may want to do it on their own. And also, they are, in terms of time constraints, it may not interfere with the office work. So we offer it in the evenings, 5:30 to 8:30. We definitely offer it in-house to organizations during the times that are convenient to them. In addition to that, we also can customize the program to emphasize whatever it is that your company's focus is or their needs are. And it also applies to individuals. Now, moving right along, just want to emphasize that this certification is really a leading international certification program offered only by JaCSA in the Caribbean. And as you've heard, we have certified over, it's really 1,100, almost 1,200 participants in the private and the public sector, internationally and locally. And with the emphasis on service excellence in the government as well as the private sector, we do feel that it is really something that persons should take part in. So the skill and professionalism, moving on, of trained customer service staff can only mean well and augur well for individuals and companies. And it means the difference between keeping customers for life or losing business. So we invite you all to come journey with us. Reignite a culture of care for all of us, big and small. And that has become now one of my slogans that I attribute to JaCSA. Big and small, service excellence is for all. So we invite you to come journey with us, light the fire, reignite. And as Ilse would say, which element are you? That's food for thought. But be raring and ready to go because we are on fire. Thank you so much.
Indeed, we are on fire. Great content, convenient times for training and experienced facilitators. What are you waiting for to tell your friends and your families to get certified? 1,200. That number is still too small for the entire island of Jamaica. So, and you would have heard from Miss McDonald that the program is actually going right across the Caribbean as well. So there's lots more work to do. I'm reading in the chat, Vivian Powell is saying, awesome course. Congratulations to the graduate. Thank you very much for that feedback, Vivian. But I also want to do, speaking of the chat, I also want to do something else. I want to challenge the graduates. I want to see how your name looks, because one of the things that Mrs. McDonald said just now is that we are now allowed to write our names, Donetta Russell, CSC at the end, meaning that I'm customer service certified. So let's flood the chats. Let me see what your name looks like with CSC after it. So let's go. Let me see a few of them going in the chat right now. And the graduates, I'm asking you to write your names and put CSC behind it. Or if you are attending the graduation and you are already customer service certified, then you can go ahead and write your name as well. But wait, I hear that is 97 people graduating this evening. You know, now I don't see one name up with CSC behind it. Marsha Sawyers, congratulations. And Unique Mackenzie, I have a number for you. It's 978-8668. Unique Mackenzie is asking, how can I become certified? I see Latoya Vernon Roy, Tasha Gay Thompson. I know they're moving so quickly. The names look good with CSC behind them. Miss McDonald, look at that. Shanique Virgo, Shanoy Holness, Cherie Atkinson. I love the energy when it comes to customer service certification. And we as customer service professionals, of course, we have to be filled with that kind of energy. Tevin Gallimore, Kadian Sinclair, CSC, boy on a show off, sir, with CSC behind your names. Looking good, Tamla Toms. Looking good, Shireen Williams Porter. Karine Spence White, CSC, Melissa Chung, CSC. That's the practice. You are doing the practice session now going forward. But what I challenge you to do, write your names with CSC behind it. It will become a talking point. Persons will ask you, what does CSC means? And then tell them about the program. And of course, ask them to call 876-978-8668. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned earlier in the opening that we had a great speaker lined up, and I told you that that's one of the moments in this graduation ceremony that we're looking forward to. And to address us this evening, we are really privileged and honored to have a career banker with over 33 years experience in banking. When you see her, though, you're going to wonder if she start work from she 10, because I don't know how she has so many years of experience in banking. and looks so youthful. She is a university lecturer for over 15 years. And currently, she's the manager customer experience with the Bank of Nova Scotia, where she champions a customer-focused culture to deep client relationship and leverage broader bank relationships. Our speaker today, ladies and gentlemen, is passionate about exceptional customer service delivery, and you will see the passion born out today. Because having been a corporate trainer for over 10 years, she was charged with the responsibility of preparing customer-facing staff to deliver exceptional customer service to customers. And she has been lecturing in the Quality Service Management program for the past 4 years at the Mona School of Business. One of the things about customer service professionals is continued development, and she speaks about that and she lives that. So she's an internationally certified HR practitioner who has spent 10 years doing orientation of new staff at the Scotiabank Group and has done new employee orientation for over 500 staff. She has conducted presentations on how to prepare for the world of work for 4 years at the University of the West Indies. She's a past student of the University of Technology, where she holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Banking and Finance and a Master of Business Administration in Financial Management from the Manchester Business School. She's also currently a doctoral candidate with the Mona School of Business. But I'm sure she'll tell you that the most important part of her life is the fact that she's a Christian, married for over 24 years, and is the mother of 4 beautiful children with beautiful names: Israel, Emmanuel, Isabel, and Elizabeth. She enjoys dancing and spending time with her family. Ladies and gentlemen, will you join me in welcoming to address the graduates at the 2022 graduation ceremony for participants in the International Customer Service Certification Program, Mrs. Sharon Weekle Redwood. Help me say that name, Mrs. Sharon Weekle Redwood.
Thank you so much, Donetta. Boy, you're full of so much passion. You let me just start getting all the excitement and passion. Thank you so much. It is indeed a pleasure to be here today. And guess what? I'm normally excited whenever I am in the company of persons who are passionate about service. So it's indeed a pleasure to be here. I want to just give a shout out to our founder, Ilse Duvernay. What a vision you had. Our chairman, Dr. Ensombi Jaja. Our deputy chairman, Mr. Richard Rowe. I saw him on Sunday. I joined in with the celebration at the church service, and man, it was beautiful. And Mr. Rowe couldn't help himself. He was just worshiping. Timothy Cawley, president. Karen Tomlinson, project manager, and all other distinguished board members and executive officers, our graduates, all supporters, co-workers, managers, friends. Donetta, you're just blazing the fire right now. I just want to say a hearty hello to all of you. And it's indeed, as I said, a pleasure. Congratulations, class of 2022. International certification in customer service. Look here, come next year, I am doing the course. Only not more than me. I am putting that behind my name too. CSC. As of now, guys, I am going to be a disciple for this course. Thank you so much for all you do. Customer Service Association of Jamaica. So I want to just talk to you a little today. It's going to be a very informal conversation. I really me alone talking because I want you to be talking back to me from where you are, right? I might not be able to hear you. But international certification through the customer's eye, the Caribbean perspective. This is a major investment, and I know it is an intentional action on your part. I know what it's like, to work and study, and I know it's not easy. When I listened to Miss McDonald, she spoke about the rigors of the course. I realized that this is not a walk in the park. This is a course that is solid, and it is geared to prepare you for the work world and in the service industry. The fact that the 97 of you took the time out to do this course, I'm hearing that you're serious about service. It says to me that you believe in delivering exceptional customer experiences. And personally, I want to do a shout out to VMBS. The fact that you did an in-house training, it says to me that you are setting the stage. You're modeling and saying, listen, service is important to us. And I know there are other customer companies like NHT that has done that, and have always been doing exceptionally well. And I am positive that the course that they have done with you has really impacted them in a positive way. So you have completed the certification. You're going to put that CSC behind your name. But what next? What is going to be your next step? How will you impact the service delivery in Jamaica and by extension, the Caribbean? How will you impact and transform your world as it relates to service delivery? I want you to ponder that for a few seconds. And as you ponder that, I want us to take a look at just the current state of our country and the Caribbean and the world that you will be impacting, so you will know how to strategize and impact that world. So I want to share, I love to tell stories and I love to share information. So Deidre Blackwood, Deidre is a lecturer at the University of Technology. And in June 2022, she wrote an article in The Observer. I found it rather interesting. The article was The Cost of Bad Service. You know, there's a cost of bad service, right? There is a cost. And it's a real financial cost to the company. As a matter of fact, it impacts the bottom line. And in most organizations, service, excellent customer service is one of the strategic priority of most companies. It is certainly one of the strategic priority of my organization. Now, another fact. A company known as Qualtrics XM in 2021 during COVID, they did a research. And the research revealed that approximately US 4.7 trillion in annual revenue could be lost globally due to poor customer service. That's a major impact, on companies' bottom line. The study went on further to say that 53% of consumers have cut their spending after just one single bad experience with a company. I'm sure right now you're thinking about several companies that you're no longer doing business with because the service was poor. In another study, it was found that 89% of consumers said that they would spend 17% more with the company if we just treat them right. And it's no different for us here in Jamaica. A lot of our companies seek out Don Anderson. He does research for us to hear how the consumers see us, because what? It's important. And we want to make sure that our bottom line is not impacted and that we're serving our customers very well. I read this article, French service and rest of them service, and I soon tell you about that article. But Blackwood went on to say that, guess what? A lot of times she's come across persons who have this general attitude like, look here, I don't really need to serve you. I don't need to serve you. I just behave as how I want. Not the way to go. And I know that our 97 graduates here is going to go out there and change that world. We have to admit that there's an opportunity to take service excellence to a higher level in Jamaica. And guess what? I know that our graduates, coupled with 1,200 that graduated already, you're poised, you're ready, and you have the mindset ready to change things up in the service industry in Jamaica. Now, the one I was running ahead to tell you about, the friend service and rest of them service. Friend as in without the D, right? This gentleman, Francis Wade, he wrote about his experience across the Caribbean island. He said that he has been to every single Caribbean island, and he's focused a lot on the hotel industry. So he said when he goes to the hotel, he realized that they offered him two service, friend service and rest of them service. And you might be wondering, what is this friend service and what is this rest of them service? So he said the friend service is when you recognize the person or they look like a tourist and you say, hi, how are you? How can I serve you today? And the rest of them service is just whatever left. And he refers to it very funny as pop down and mash up face service, right? However, he spoke about Sandals, Jamaica, and I'm sure Adam Stewart would be really happy to hear what Francis had to say. Francis said, however, Sandal is different. The service was exceptional. They had this way of dealing with people that they don't know, like people that they know. He also said he realized that the workers were treated with respect, the way they were spoken to, the way their management treat them. And for me, that was such a major takeaway. It says to me that when you deliver excellent internal service, it's going to build a strong culture of care. And that culture of care is going to spill over to your external customer. And I walked away with that from Francis Wade. Now, we know that we have our hands full in the service industry. And you're going to go out there and you're going to touch your world. Friend service and rest of them service, it's not going to be named among you. You're going to be transforming. And even as Donetta called some of those names, I am looking out for some of those names in the service industry where you're going to be setting your industry on fire and lighting your world. Now, we know that there was a COVID, right? COVID-19. And with COVID, it would have changed the way, it is going to radically change up the service industry. Most of our companies went online. Banks gone digital, different organization, private, public, some amount of digitization had to come in place. One of my charge to you and to your leaders is, and to myself as a service leader, let us humanize the digital customer experience. The machines can do their work, but guess what? Not as good as we can. So whilst we have to pivot, we have to change up with the way things are done, let us humanize that digital customer experience. Doug Warner says, in the world of internet customer service, it's important to remember your competitor is only a mouse click away. I used to love to tell my students this, that I don't know if any of you remember in the days, I'm dating myself, we've done it, I say how long I've been working, so you know I'm not young. In the days when a lady gets pregnant, she usually go down to the dressmaker, and the dressmaker make, the maternity dress. You remember it usually have a little round neck and the little tie thing. But globalization and digitization, that no longer happens. If I'm pregnant, I can go on my computer, go on Amazon, look on the clothes, get the reviews, right? And so no longer our customer is the other institution down the road, but our customer is the globe, right? So we have to make sure that as we go digital, we ramp up that service delivery to one of excellence. All right, so let's digitize. As we digitize, let us humanize the experience. I want to give a charge to our leaders, and I'm sure we have leaders on here in the service industry. And as I give you that charge, I'm giving myself that charge also. Number one, lead from the front and model the right behaviors. If you want to maintain a particular culture and a particular kind of staff in the service delivery, recruit and retain those staff and build the culture that you desire. Another thing, positively reinforce service excellence in staff. You see something that's good, celebrate it. Celebrate it and say, well done. Highlight it. Celebrate every win and value and respect your service team. The theme, reigniting a culture of care. And just as we say, we put our customer first, and we will put our customer first, but also as important, we're going to take care of our service professionals. Give them all the support so they can go out and be great. And you know what? Give them the opportunity to give their feedback and their ideas and empower them. So that's my charge to you, service leaders, and the charge to myself at the same time. For our customer-facing staff, you're dealing with the customers every day. You talk to them, you're on the phone with them. You are what I call the real MVP. You are the gatekeeper. Do you know that you have the power to determine if a customer stays with your organization or if a customer leaves your organization? You have that power to have your customer be an advocate for life, to become a disciple for your organization. You have that power. And I want you to go out there and wield that power to make your world a positive one. There's another thing I want to share with you. The importance of building a strong personal brand. When you go out there, you work for your organization, but you're also building your brand. Let me give you a story about brand building, personal brand building. I had a young man who I lectured, and he was an exceptional student. And I remember one day on Facebook, I see congratulation messages going up for him. So I called him, I said, Andren, what's happening? I'm seeing all these congratulation messages. What is happening? He said, Mrs. Redwood, you know, he worked at a hotel. He said, I was at work one night and there was a big group of persons who checked in, and they checked in very late. He said, I was being my usual self. I was booking them. I was ensuring that everybody was sorted out. But he said, when he was finished in about midnight, you know, a gentleman came to him and he introduced himself. And he said, I'm so and so, and I'm the president of this university that is in Arizona. He said, I was very impressed with your service. He said, you know, I would love to offer you a full scholarship to my university. He said he actually thought the gentleman was joking. 4 months after, he visited the hotel again and he presented him with a contract for a full scholarship at his university. Andren finished his degree. He went on to his master's. I tell him that I speak about him every day as a perfect example of building your personal brand. Sometimes you're being interviewed and you don't even know it. Your next big move is on the horizon because of who you are and your service delivery. Build a strong personal brand. Keep the customer at the heart of everything you do. Be gung-ho about service delivery. Be gung-ho about service delivery. Be passionate about it. And know that you have this certification. I want you to go out and be a catalyst of change in your organization, in your country, and ultimately the Caribbean region. I want you to play your part in changing the story of the Caribbean. No longer will Francis write and talk about two service in the Caribbean, you know, French service and rest of them service. He will change the narrative and he will say the Caribbean region, the place where service excellence is a way of life. And that's because you will have that impact. And together we will go out and make that change. So make we do it together, no? Make we change the service industry. Let us radically change the way people see us, and let us work together with the Customer Service Association of Jamaica to make a major impact in our nation. I thank you.
And thank you too, Mrs. Redwood. We want to do it together. Make we do it together now. I'm ready. And so are the 97 graduates as you charge them to get ready to change the world. I love this in particular. Sometimes you are being interviewed and you not even know about it. Actually, I was with a set of HR managers just banting and just having a friendly banter and talking recently. And they were talking about the social media officer manager with the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And I'm sure many of you in here can relate to just the creativity with which that employee carries out his or her job. And they stood there talking, oh, I will pay so-and-so to get him. And I will pay so or her, because we don't know the gender. Maybe some of you know the individual. But it was really something just hearing, because of the brand and just how that person is doing their job and making it visible in the eyes of others. A group of managers were joking about how much they would pay to steal the individual away from the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Funny I said that, steal from the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Mrs. Redwood said, you are poised and ready to change the world. And I agree. As I look at the list of graduates, I am really, really impressed by the number of organizations and individuals who have made what she called an investment in yourselves. We're going to change things up a little bit before we go on to the next section of our program. And now I invite you to take a look at your screen as we provide a little bit of entertainment. I saw some comments in the chat. Wow, it's a female. Let me ask you to give a round of applause to Andreen Brown, and you could follow her on social media at Andreen_music. She's a saxophonist and a band instructor. Again, no can do better than that, man. I can't do better than that. Let's give a round of applause to Andreen Brown, very, very talented saxophonist who gave us a medley of old reggae favorites. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to hear from the people who were here celebrating this afternoon. It's time to hear from the graduates. And as is customary, we usually seek to identify an exceptional student in the program and have that student prepare just a recap and just tell us all about what was good about the program. Today, we have chosen, and she has chosen herself, by the way, based on her exceptional performance in the program, a certified Scrum Master in project management. She is also currently working on a multicultural team. But importantly, she said to me, Donetta, although I work for a company and I work on a multicultural team with representatives from Cuba, Jamaica, and she named some other countries. I said, what customer service language do you speak in? So she said, oh, the customer service language is the same. We are all servant leaders, and who show that you care for your customers in trying to deliver service to them. So her brand is one of care. Ladies and gentlemen, the valedictorian for the class of 2022, join me in welcoming to the stage Kimberly Simmons.
Thank you, Donetta, for that intro. Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to welcome my fellow graduates, families, presenters, and guests to our virtual graduation ceremony for the Customer Service Certification Program. Every one of you have made an impact on the graduates who sit here today, whether it being made mandatory by our relative organizations or just the experiences that we have as Jamaicans around the quality of customer service received here in our country. I know we all share in the desire to make a change in our communities and ultimately raise the standard of delivery for customer service in Jamaica. Embarking on this journey for me started when I changed roles in my previous organization. Switching from a more technical role as a data analyst to one that required greater use of my soft skills as a client experience ambassador, I didn't want to just do any certification program. I wanted one that was geared towards our culture here in Jamaica, but also taught international best practices for customer service globally. Luckily for me, I didn't have to search long because at the time I had access to Miss Sharon Williams, head of group client experience at NCB, who was able to shed some light on the customer service certification offered by JaCSA. Soon after our discussion, I received a notification of my enrollment in the program, set to start later in that year. Now let's talk about amazing customer service. The main takeaway for me was learning how to become a servant leader and showing that you care when handling customers both internally and externally. The program was delivered in two parts. The first being the Caribbean perspective, where we covered topics such as customer service standards in the Caribbean and how good attitude improves the bottom line. The second segment focused on the international aspects, where we completed 6 modules delivered through video format on SkillPath. Although we had many laughs throughout our sessions, the most memorable experience for me was our Vox Pop presentation. We represented various personas in our Jamaican culture and gave our views on the Jamaican Standard Guide for Public Behavior and how it impacts customer service. As you can imagine, we came up with some very interesting responses that literally looked through the customer's eyes. I am truly appreciative of all the experiences gained while completing this program. And I'm especially grateful for our wonderful and very knowledgeable facilitators who help to inspire us through the lessons taught. Now, in my new role as a Scrum Master, I'm able to use what I have learned when guiding my team in delivering solutions for our customers. Thank you all for a memorable experience, and I wish all my fellow graduates courage and goodwill as you strive to lift the standard of customer service in your own unique spaces. Thank you.
Kimberly, I want to congratulate the visionaries who took you from behind a customer screen and decided that your interaction with the customers was more important. And so your role was changed. And look at you now. Congratulations again, and all the very best to you. Ladies and gentlemen, when you go to a graduation ceremony, you want to go through the speeches and so on, but is the certificate the people really come for, Sorry, certificate. So it is my pleasure to now say to you that we are going to go into that aspect of the program where the 97 graduates today will receive their certificates. But just to tell you that the energy in the chat is infectious. I'm seeing all the thumbs up. You notice how I get a little bit more excited? It's because of all the activities I see going on in the chat. And I have to say to Shakira Johnson Lewis and Susan Isaacs, I'm going to put in a plug there, two of my colleagues online, and I see them there. Welcome. Come on, Henry. I know you wanted some information on the program earlier, and I think you have the information now, but I'll say it again. Anybody who is interested in certification, call my number, 876-978-8668. That's the number to call. So again, congratulations to all the graduates. And now, that moment that you've been waiting for, we invite to the stage, and they're already backstage, but we will have three important individuals, facilitators of the program, subject matter experts in their own right, and they will assist us in handing out the certificates this evening. We start for the first set of certificates, the founder of the Jamaica Customer Service Association, Mrs. Ilse Duvernay. We now invite her to come on stage as we welcome the participants and congratulate them. And parents, if you see your son or your daughter walking across the stage, shout and make enough noise, because it is the time to congratulate them. And I can hear when you shout and scream and clap loud. So we are going to congratulate. And for all the persons that you're here and your fellow colleagues at work, they're walking across the stage, then please make some noise for them. So, Mrs. Duvernay, you're in place. And we're ready now. Presentation of awards for the 2022 graduates of the certificate program from the Airports Authority of Jamaica, Mr. Adriel Harris. Mrs. D, I'll hand over to you now.
I thought I would be unmuted. Okay. Thank you, Donetta. And congratulations. So here we go. Aisha Boyd. And these persons that I'm calling now are from the Airport Authority of Jamaica. Aisha Boyd, Karian Carty, Tariq Forbes, Kayode Hamilton, Adriel Harris, Vinette Levy, David Spalding. And we move on to the BPM Financials Limited, Tamia Toms, Kamoya Bell, Derica Gooden, Threshona Hutchinson, Jodianne Johnson, Nikisha Stewart. From Knoxford Express, we have Janelle Buckridge. Moving on to Sagicor, Adam Ross Findlater, Kevin Oliver. Moving to Biz Center Limited, Nicholas Gale. T-Tech, Fitzroy Gray, Trishana Scarlett, Patrick Williams. And these persons, these 10 persons I'll call now, have invested in themselves and they came on the course on their own accord. Kerry-Ann Brandon, Cherie Atkinson, Julian Daniels, Shanette Johns Chamberlain, Claudette Martin, Kimberly Morris Miranda, Sandra Myers, Latoya Sappleton, Marsha Sawyers, valedictorian Kimberly Simmons. Congratulations to you all.
Thank you very much, Mrs. D. And the chat, I see the proud parents putting all kinds of messages in the chat. Really proud of them, Pitney. Go Anna Maxine Lyon says, Aisha Boyd, a lot of congratulations going up for you, but there's a very special one from Timothy Corley, the president of JaCSA, and he says, very happy to see the champions of service. So our president is very happy to see, but there is a special message from Princess Sinclair, which says Jamaica's transformation is in motion. Congratulations to all our change agents who are certified customer service professionals. Thank you very much for that message, Princess Sinclair. So, are we ready for another set of graduates? He is a gentleman and a scholar, the first president of the Jamaica Customer Service Association back in 2001 when it started. We are happy to have him here as a subject matter expert, a facilitator of the program. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming to the stage Mr. Audley Vaughan.
Thank you very much, Mr. Russell. It's my pleasure to announce the graduates and to heartily congratulate them on their stellar achievement. Our first graduate in this cohort is Alana Scott from National NCB Capital Markets Limited. She is followed by Brianna Bardowell, also from NCB Capital Markets. Then we have Marshalia Braham, and all these are from NCB Capital Markets. Melissa Chum, Siobhan Davis, Tanisha Gabe, Tamily Heslop, Roseanne Holness, Shanoy We're having a little technical challenge here. Okay. Shanoy Holness, Tavina Hudson, Roswell Loban, Leslie McFarlane, Sean D. Neath, Najee Peterkin, Christopher Sutherland, Shanique Virgo, Kimberly Wilkes, Shanake Jimenez, that's the end of the NCB Capital Market cohort. We now have Shadeen Grant, and she's from the NHF. Sacha Blake, also NHF. Casey Drummond, Altisha Findlater, Latoya Preddy, Karine Spence White, Tanisha Young. That concludes those from the NHF. We now go to the Registrar General's Department, and we have Delrose Brown, Tracy Ann Flemings, Daniel Grant, Romaine Lyons, Shoshana Swaby, Nolene Williams. And that concludes the Registrar General's Department. We now go to the VM group, which was an in-house group. We have Benive Griffith Shaw, Stephen Aarons, Carmelita Bell, Roxanne Bennett, Sophia Bennett, Hannarine Bowen, Judy Ann Clark Hemmings, Latanya Coleman, Lataya Coleman, Shamara Donaldson, are we there, technical people?
Thank you very much.
I haven't quite finished. We still have the VM group, but I'm not seeing the certificates.
Perhaps that's because we have another presenter, Mr. Vaughn.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for graciously distributing those certificates. We got some, thank you so much, Mr. Vaughn. We got some feedback. Tamla Toms, we got your feedback in the chat. We do recognize your employer as the Airport Authority of Jamaica. We do apologize for what was printed on screen. And just to say to you, thank you for the work that the Airports Authority of Jamaica that they have been doing. I recently returned to the island through the Norman Manley International Airport, and it was seamless. I mean, so seamless that my ride was late because they thought that, it would not have been such a fast journey through customs, immigration, and so on. So really, thank you for the work. But importantly, was a feedback portal that is now assigned at the airport with the smiley faces. So no long talking, no long forms. I just walked straight up to the green button and pressed. Thank you very much for the work that you have been doing. So yes, we recognize your employer. More chats. Denise Williams is saying congratulations to all the graduates. And Marsha Sawyers is which part in Trelawney you come from? A whole busload of people come to the graduation. I hear the whole of them down the back of the auditorium making up so much noise. Every minute I see here, Marsha. Congratulations, Marsha. You have a whole ton load of persons here rooting for you. Rosine Wholeness, I saw you saying congratulations to Shanoy Wholeness. Ladies and gentlemen, we have one last list of graduates to recognize. And we have her back on stage. She was with us earlier, program facilitator Lorna McDonald, who took us through the ropes of what this certification entails. But this time, she's doing the pleasantries of handing out certificates for participants in the program who were from an in-house corporate program at Victoria Mutual Group. It's my pleasure to bring on stage once more Mrs. Lorna McDonald.
Thank you too. Congratulations to the VM group. Talk about a ton load from Trelawney. Well, we have a ton load here from VM, too sweet to beat. All 36 persons I'm going to be calling are from the Victoria Mutual Group. So here we go. Beneve Griffiths Shaw, Stephen Aarons, Carmelita Bell, Roxane Bennett, Sophia Bennett, Annerine Bowen, Judine Clark Hemmings, Latanya Coleman, Shamara Donaldson, Prudence Ewers, Kamini Ferguson, Carrie Fraser, Tevin Gallimore, Tonisha Grant, Fulake Harry, Kessia Henry Thompson, Dominique Hutchinson Francis, Chanel Lamy, Samantha Mirage Bins, Michaela May, Shanielle Mackenzie, Tamara Mackenzie, Dwayne Morgan, Beresford Nelson, Chantel Price, Shawnette Reed, Shireen Rose, Shanika Shields, Kadian Sinclair, Jodianne Smichael, Jeanne Stewart Harris, Brittany Ray Thompson, Tasha Gay Thompson, Latoya Veron Rowe, Gracelyn Williams, and last but not least, Shireen Williams Porter. Congratulations all. Happy to
I too join in that bit of congratulations. And of course, I see the VM group out in their numbers, and Denise Williams commenting that VM group is serious about service, and serious they are because of the number of graduates. But you know what? One cocoa full basket. And if we have this kind of fire, Mrs. Duvernay, ignited in a number of organizations, then the fire will keep burning. So congratulations to the team at Airports Authority of Jamaica, Not-for Express, NCB Capital Markets. We congratulate the team from the National Health Fund, Registrar General's Department, Sagicor Life Jamaica Limited, the eBiz Center Limited, T-Tech, the VM Group, and the number of individuals who put their money where their mouth is and invested in themselves. Congratulations to you all. As Bevine Griffith-Shaw said, up, up, up. It's a good look. Now is the time in the graduation ceremony when you will all stand on my cue to sing. No, it's not sing. No. Control, what did you say? It's not singing? It's a video? Oh, well, graduates, sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. It's your graduation song. Congratulations again to all the graduates, and I'm sure you enjoyed the graduation song. It really was my pleasure to take you through the ropes this evening. And I want to, in my closing remarks, to just share a very quick quote I read somewhere. It says, "Watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habit. Watch your habit, they become your character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny, and it all begins with your thought." Just to say to you that it was my pleasure to have shared with you today, but to leave you with the word that if we all harbor just for at least an hour per day some positive thoughts about the kind of service we want to deliver in this country, then we can set this country on fire. And I mean fire in terms of service delivery. Thank you again for the opportunity to share with you. And on behalf of the Jamaica Customer Service Association, let me say, walk good and have a great evening all.
As children, we learn the true meaning of being a hero. Being a hero requires great sacrifice for others, not just ourselves. We learn about the heroes of Jamaica's past and how much of themselves and their lives they had to give in building a nation we should be proud to call home. They believed in a Jamaica that was more than just a country, more than just an island, more than land surrounded by water. They believed in a dream of a free nation of people, a nation built on the foundation of their sacrifices, a nation of many people working as one, a nation that will continue to produce legends and nation builders that serve towards that vision. As children, we were also taught the national pledge, a solemn promise, an undertaking. I would like to believe Sir Hugh Sherlock, while writing this pledge, understood the vision and dreams of our heroes. It's clear being a hero is too much to ever ask any one citizen. Luckily, the pledge does not require heroics of any of us. It merely asks that we honor our heroes by striving to advance our nation and ultimately inspire the world, like they and many Jamaicans have done. It's important we remember those words. These words. Before God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart, the wisdom and courage of my mind, the strength and vigor of my body in service of my fellow citizens. I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace, to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. If you are like me, a Jamaican born and raised on this land, maybe you will remember saying those words, singing that song in a classroom or some general assembly. If so, like me, you made a pledge. Somehow it seems like many of us have forgotten that. The crime and violence, the indiscipline and short-sightedness, the corruption, the lack of respect for our beautiful lands we are blessed with, and the waters that surround and nurtures us. We have to do better. Let us honor our heroes so that they would not have sacrificed so much in vain. I hope this video can make a difference to even one soul. If so, it would all be worth it. If you feel the way I do, share it. May my voice become yours. Thanks for watching.